guys, welcome back to Pretty Girl Movies, where I keep it real and give you the honest truth about the movies that I watch. No fluff, no filters. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want reviews that actually say what everyone else is thinking, but they won't say out loud. And today, we have to talk about Hurry Up Tomorrow, the Weeknd's new movie. I saw it this weekend, I took notes, I paid attention, and yeah, we need to talk about this together.
Shut up!
So first thing I want to talk about with this film is that this honestly and truly didn't feel like it had a plot. And it didn't feel like a movie. It didn't necessarily follow the movie recipe, so to speak, which isn't always a bad thing. It's good to switch things up sometimes, but the lack of plot and direction here, it didn't really feel artsy. It didn't feel like a movie. It really just felt like one long music video interlude for a song that no one really cares about. And it left me with a ton of questions, but barely answered any of them. Like Jenna Ortega's character, I met her crying while burning down her family home, and the way she's doing it makes it just seem like she's killed someone and she's trying to cover it up. But we later find out she's doing it because she feels alone, abandoned, and clearly has some major issues. But still, there's like a disconnect there. It leaves you wondering, like, who is this girl really? Because we didn't really know. Like, honestly, there was a few times where I was just like, wait, is she even real? Or is she just a manifestation of Abel's demons? Because let's be real here. This girl committed arson twice, and her mom, who's alive and well and knows that Jenna did it, somehow has gotten the police involved. It's super questionable, and again, we don't get a resolution with her character. We never find out if she got caught after the hotel incident, or if she's just out there running wild. So I'm assuming she's out there running wild, because they didn't tell me anything different. And speaking of deaths, let's speak about Lee. Lee, Abel's manager, gets killed by Jenna's character, and honestly, Lee was more of an enabler than an actual manager. Every time something tragic happened to Abel, Lee was right there just handing him the drugs, trying to get him to numb the pain so he can get through another performance. It was just like putting a band-aid on a stab wound. Like, he never let Abel deal with his emotions. He just kept patching him up and sending him back out there for the fans. Or so what he said. I personally think it was money reasons, but regardless, when Jenna kills Lee, it finally forces Abel to sing his emotions. Jenna's character basically wants him to let it all out. That's kind of her character's whole point. I ended up thinking of Jenna's character like as his therapist, because it just seems like that's what she wanted to do, be his therapist. I don't know. But the interesting part, this whole movie is basically Abel crashing over a breakup. Okay, his ex left him because he treated her like trash, and this might be a reach, but the ex low-key gave Bella Hadid energy. I know it might be a stretch, but it's just a theory. It's all alleged. Don't quote me, but that's just what it felt like to me. The most I can say for Abel, though, is that maybe therapy was the answer instead of making a whole movie about this, because honestly, this film screams, go to therapy. From start to finish. If you do watch this movie, though, you've got to do it with an artist's eye. These characters definitely represent something deeper. And, I think Abel's trying to show his journey like an emotional revelation that leads up to the idea of Hurry Up Tomorrow, the song. And there's this one moment where he sings part of the unfinished song, but stops right before it starts to get too emotional. And Jenna's character starts crying because she just resonates with that part so deeply, but she wants more. Okay, she wants him to really release his emotions and stop holding it all in. And like, honestly, saying this out loud, I'm like, if you just wanted to promote your song, there were so many other ways to do it. But what do I know? I'm not an artist. Also, Jenna's character could represent one or two things: a parasocial fan relationship or Abel's demons personified. And personally, I think it's both, or at least it flips back and forth depending on the scene that they're in. But she represents something for sure. I just don't know what for sure. And then also, let's talk about the acting since we're talking about scenes, because I've seen some takes, okay? People are dragging Abel's performance. When I was in the movie theater, some people were even laughing. Me personally, though, I don't think it was that bad. It wasn't amazing, but I've definitely seen worse. His veneers just threw things off. Like, veneers do change your mouth shape and it can affect your delivery, but it's just not as deep as people are making it. The real issue, though, is that he was surrounded by super strong actors, so his flaws were just like way more noticeable, and we're just used to him singing. So again, we're paying hyper focus on him. And one last warning, if you're thinking about seeing this movie, it literally has no plot. Like seriously, it's barely a movie. If you're going for a casual movie night, you're going to be bored out of your mind. This was the longest hour and 45 minutes I've sat through in a while. But I stuck it out because I owe it to give it to you guys straight, and I can lie. So final verdict, in my opinion, this is a totally passable film. If you're curious, wait till it hits streaming. Don't expect much from it, so you won't be disappointed. You know, the trailer had me thinking we were getting some deep psychological thriller, but the actual movie is just more like a documentary with a soundtrack. Okay, don't get your hopes up if you were expecting something else. Now, let's talk about what I wish this movie had done differently, because there was potential here. First off, I wish I had picked a lane. Okay, was it a music-driven art film or a psychological drama? A commentary on fame and identity, or what? Like, it tried to be all three, but ended up being none of them fully. If it leaned harder into just one of those directions, it probably would have hit way harder, and I maybe would have cried. Second, give us some kind of narrative thread. I don't need everything tied up in a perfect little bow, you know, but I do need to feel like I watched something with structure, actually, like a character arc, a climax, something. Like, even a loose framework would have helped make everything feel less random. Like, nothing made sense. And then also, this is a big one for me. I wish they developed Jenna Ortega's character more. If she's supposed to be a metaphor or a manifestation, let lean in on that. Like, drop a few more hints. Let us play detective. Let us figure that out. Right now, it just feels like the movie wants to be a mystery, and it's not giving us enough pieces to even solve the puzzle. To anything. And then finally, if this really is about Abel's emotional release, give us more rawness, okay? More scenes where he's not just performing and looking tortured and moody lighting. Okay, give us a monologue, a breakdown, something that feels human, because if we're supposed to feel his pain, like, we need more than just the looks. We need more than aesthetics, okay? I need to see you in pain. Like, I don't know. My opinion. Alright, y'all, that's all I've got. No hurry up tomorrow. Let me know in the comments if you've seen it yet, if you plan to, or if you're just here for the hot takes. And if you did watch it, am I hallucinating, or did this movie confuse the hell out of you too? As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share with your movie-loving friends. I'll catch you in the next one where we keep it pretty and we keep it real. Bye!